Hi, good morning everybody. It's Brittany at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. Did you guys see the Miss Alethea? She's hiding under her platform. She usually isn't up here this early. You usually have to coax her from the other side, but I'm wondering if it's because the whole area out here now, every single one of these enclosures now has a serval in it. There she's creeping out now. She's like, there's been a person standing here looking at me. Maybe she put food on my plate. I'm gonna go stand on my plate. It is breakfast time, so we might actually see some cats eat today, or at least we'll see the feeders out and about. Sounds like we got a Filmo. So I was just told by Jamie, well, yesterday in the staff meeting, we discussed that they were going to try to catch Filmo this morning to move him to his new enclosure. There's Miss Cricket in her feeding lockout as well. And Mr. Des laying on his platform. So they are attempting to catch Filmo this morning, but then we realized that Filmo's due for some vaccines, so Dr. Justin's going to pop by later. So if we can catch him and get him in the squeeze cage, he's going to spend the day in the recovery hospital until Dr. Justin gets off of work and then comes over. And once he's all updated, this is Des here and Miss Cricket there. Laying in her feeding lockout. And then later this afternoon, hopefully I would still be here, but I really don't know what time frame they're looking at. We would be filming taking Filmo to his brand new enclosure where he has that nice big super fun time playground now. Hi Ginger! There's a Ginger. Ginger was very zoomy this morning, and she's originally where I was going to start this live, and it, for some reason, Facebook took forever to load, and it wouldn't let me select going live, and it was just a mess. And so she zoomed all over the place, and I missed all of it. So then I walked back down to Alethea because she looked really cute, but so thank you guys for sharing this, tagging each other, alerting everybody that we're live. It's kind of earlier than normal today, but I think we missed all of Ginger's Zooms. She's super cute though. She really enjoys laying on top of her den now, which is really awesome. We've got Hutch. Hi Hutchkins. And right next door we have Anala. So Filmo will sort of have a spa day because I have a feeling that while he's in the squeeze cage, we're also going to be trying to get some of the mats off of him. There goes Noah. Hi, bye. Jamie just went by on a cart, so I'm guessing that they got Filmo into lockout. So we'll head that direction. Like I said, so Filmo will be in a squeeze cage till Dr. Justin arrives later just for vaccines. And then we'll get him all tidied up, and then hopefully he'll really love his new enclosure. It's going to be really interesting. He's lived in the same one since he arrived a few years ago. This is Zuhari. Everybody's just on breakfast alert. Oh, I think Kali's in her pool. See if we can get around the corner fast enough for that. So some medication changes this week was that Kali is now currently on some new meds and on a spray, the same kind of wound spray that we use for Aria, because she's got like a little sore spot on her elbow. So we just started doing that. My Mr. Jinx, he's still got kind of that stiff back leg, and it seems to be a little rough on him when he first starts moving, so he is now on some pain management. Oh, never mind, she's right behind the pool. I thought she was in the pool. Of course, Simba's over here harassing. There's our morning rainbow. There's a Kali baby and a Simba. Two very chuffy cats right next to each other. There's our Kali. So Kali's not minding it. She's on a kidney supplement now and this new medication which requires her to get fed multiple times each day. So she's getting more keeper time and probably what feels like extra treats, but it's all still part of her diet. She was very eager for it on Monday, so doing really well. All right, baby girl, I see you later. Simba, who is super excited for breakfast. Are we so excited for breakfast? Want to walk all the way with me? Let's go all the way. The feeding lockout's way down here anyway, bub. Yes, it is. It's way down here anyway. He's going to show you how he gets from section to section in his enclosure. How am I winning? You're the tiger. He's like, because I'm not done harassing Kali. So he's going to go back the other way. He eats all the way over here. So Filmo doesn't even know. Today's going to feel real terrible because he goes into a squeeze cage and then he gets vaccines and then he gets a haircut. And then he goes to a huge new enclosure that's got tons of fun stuff for him. So here's a Jasmine. Jaskins, I know. I was gonna try to see what route my husband was feeding today. There's a Miss Arya. Since catching Filmo and putting him in a squeeze cage isn't gonna be all that interesting. At least you guys know that's what's happening. What route are you?
We are lakeside kitties today.
Okay.
So we're going to feed Max and Aria and Simba. And Kali is going to be fed by Marie today.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna watch Max and Aria.
Okay. Who do you want to feed?
I'll take Mr. Max.
Put my mask on. So this is Susan and Mark feeding the Lakeside kids, which consists of Priya and Duchess as well, but they've already stopped at those girls. He heard Max was not interested in his mid.
I heard that too.
So I don't know if he'll be interested in the food yet, but Barbara right there. You're gonna need that one. Maxie, I heard you weren't interested in med. You at least want breakfast? Do you at least want breakfast? You better go get it. So he's up and moving now. He was really hard for me to get to wake up and pay attention to me on Monday night as well. So today the big boys get their really big breakfast. So whole prey, red, and a turkey drum usually.
Look at his chops.
He is. He must finally be ready.
You hungry?
Good job, buddy. He always goes for his red or his turkey drum first. I don't want to walk too close to him and make him nervous. No, this way.
Both sides, bud.
Yep, that's what we look for, both sides. And then we clear out because the boys tend to want to scarf food, or if you linger and talk for too long, then they take off with the food, and then you have to search everywhere later to make sure they actually ate the food. So Barbara Ann is over with Jasmine. She's on a different route. That's what we call interior bigs. Aria's got to make her way from the total opposite end. She's so cute. You got to make your way around. Wrong lockout. All the way around. That was a very cute little skip in your step. So Mark's gonna show her where she needs to go. I'm gonna come around here. It's amazing to me that even though Aria was so insanely abused and basically doesn't have any teeth in her mouth, she's still able to eat the huge chunks of red, whole prey, things with bone. Yay! Good girl! Good job! Usually that's the spot where you go running. She used her giddy up over there, I guess. Yeah, she's giddied out this morning.
Stand over here, there's some shade.
Yeah,
You gotta find it when you get it.
yeah, I know. Oh, taking it to go. Okay, bye.
She'll stay close though.
Yeah,
You
she
gotta
does.
Make sure that you know she's hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm just coming back in for her other.
I save that one for later.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I take
okay.
this one too. What's she doing?
Wow.
You can't watch me eat this. You can't watch me eat this.
You gotta make sure you're chewing.
Yeah,
food
we
on both
have,
sides,
like,
baby.
we technically have to watch a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Simba too?
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and she gave you Kimba. That's what you went over there for.
I thought maybe Marie would want to feed Kimbo, so I was just sort of like, oh, she wants to feed him. And then she was like, I want you two to become even better friends, so I want you. I was like, okay, it's all right, we'll do that. I got to get him in the roof section too, because he's out in the open air. So.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
they
So
don't.
as soon as I feed him,
They don't ever lock him in until he's eating food. Yeah, no. He stays out there roaming, and then the moment he comes in to actually eat his food, that's when you close him in there. It's a lost cause to even try before that, and plus he'd just be really angry. You don't want to.
Yeah, I tend to get angry.
You don't want to do that. Well, I just saw Jamie drive by in the background, so that must mean that we have a Filmo in a squeeze cage that is now in the hospital waiting on Dr. Justin later today for vaccines, and then he'll move to his new home. If I'm still here and they let me know when all that is happening, I will try to show you guys. Otherwise, I don't know if there's any weekend lives planned. I think the girls did theirs last week, so I could check in with him on Sunday, worst case scenario. So, well, good job, Arias.
Good
It
girl.
just looks like she's eating grass.
I know, but she's not. I'm sure he's.
Your breakfast sucked this morning. It was all grass. Only Beecher wants that.
Oh yeah.
I saw. She just can't help herself. She take it in front of that other camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys pull up Jasmine's Verkada camera, bigcatcams.com, you will see that they built her a cute little sandbox. And she actually does lay and roll around in it quite a bit. And that is where she took her turkey drum this morning. So you will potentially at least see her rear end. She's doing that weird, like, I'm play biting it and not really eating it. Probably in heat. she was doing this when she was on vacation, and it was super silly. It's almost impossible to show you what she's doing because she has herself buried in a bunch of weeds. Well, she's not technically in her sand. She just took it over to this section. So goofy. That's where the camera points, but I think you see most of this bubble. Looks like she's finally eating it though, instead of just play eating. A lot of vultures today. It's like as soon as we finally started getting all these afternoon storms. So Simba Tiger's getting his food. So we still have 4 feeding routes. The 2 big feeding routes are still the same, but the littles changed up quite a bit. Just in time for the very big crunch. Simba getting breakfast. We feed every single day here between 8 and 9 a.m. and we feed a huge variety, so every single day they are kind of getting something different throughout the week. Twice a week they get the whole prey, so rats and rabbits. That is one of the healthiest things for them because they get all the roughage of the bone and intestinal meat, fur, all of the things that they would be getting in the wild. Like, which one? Which one? Do I finish this one? Do I start this one?
Go back to that one. There you go.
And then they get a lot of turkey, chicken, beef. Some cats get fish and shrimp. And the whole time that we are watching the cats eat, we're observing how their eyes look, their ears look, their feet, their whole body condition, how they were walking or running to the feeding lockout, if they're chewing and crunching on both sides of their body, or mouth, I should say. They're not favoring anything. This is our best time of the day for observation. Job, buddy. These big cats are designed to, thanks guys, they are designed to be able to eat the entire animal. So we've had people ask like how it is they can eat raw meat and bones, and is that safe or good for them? And it's like, well, I don't know if you've ever been in the jungle, but there are no stoves or ovens, and they catch what they catch and they eat it. So well, we saw some tiger breakfast. I don't know if we'll see anybody else because they were already making their way out here. Yeah, I know. Everybody wants feeding tours and keeper tours. I'll be completely honest. It has been so difficult to get new keepers to be willing to do those tours. We're pretty pressed for people and time. There's a lot of cats that really don't enjoy it now. Like, unfortunately, we've lost a lot of our feeding tour cats that were really used to having several people linger the whole time that they're eating and non-stop talking and all of that. But it has been really difficult. So I kind of told everybody here that I would be kind of out of their way for a little while. Also, the donations virtually stopped. Like, we just aren't getting a lot of donations on Facebook this year, very unfortunately, and that really wasn't making it worth, you know, making sure that we come in and jack up an entire feeding route and have, you know, one person responsible for that. I love the bougainvillea this time of year. It's so pretty. So maybe we can consider doing them maybe monthly or quarterly, virtually still, of course. So we've got quite the skeleton crew. We are always looking for new volunteers and interns, but what we also need is for those volunteers and interns to be project happy. That's kind of why I went live a little earlier today than normal, because I plan to get as much done as I can in the next couple of hours at my computer, and then Mark and I will be working on our project. So trying to fully construct a new part of an enclosure so that we can move Mouser. Obviously Summer will be moving onto the main property at some point. We have to make sure there's an enclosure ready for her. Lots and lots to do. Morning! So Misha and Misty are feeding the front section. So I finally figured out where they're putting Mouser, because I was a little confused personally. So if you guys recall, King Tut's enclosure was this one, and so you see that this section is that 2x4 wire, and this section is that 4x4 wire. So we are going to be adding on, so out into this area is going to be a whole new section for Mouser, because Mouser can only be in 2x4, he can't be in a 4x4. So you can see that they have it already staked out. They've brought dirt over, and we're going to be taking all of those cage panels from back there, constructing a whole new 2x4 up here. So this will be for Mouser. And for anyone who was wondering where Miss Summer is eventually going, as of right now, the plan is over here in the section that Loki had. So what they've started doing is dragging over a bunch of branches and limbs from trees we just cut. And Victor and Jamie are going to construct something playground-wise for Summer out of this pile of branches. I cannot wait to see how that turns out. So there's no time frame on any of these moves. It really is about the manpower. You know, what we need right now is lots of raking and project people, so. But she will be right next door to Mrs. And maybe even from her back bubble, she'll see Val, because this will all be Summer. She'll have that ramp, the overhead tunnel, and then she'll have this section back here as well, plus this section over here. So she will have 1, 2, 3.5, almost 4 sections all for her. Speaking of Val, let's see if she's out and about anywhere. And thank you to everybody helping out in the comments. If anybody's interested in volunteering or becoming an intern, you guys can contact us. Well, her food's gone, so she's already done over here in walkout. And a little update on Gilligan. Let's see, looks like he's under his platform, so we'll go say hi to him in a second after we see if we spot a Val. Val has settled in really, really nicely, and Jamie did put a camera trap over here, and so she does have quite a bit of photo and video footage of her now. So I'm sure she'll be sharing that stuff with you guys soon. Maybe she already made her way over here. So next week I'm going to start doing operant conditioning with Val. I've been coming out to see her basically every day. Miss Val, are you home? Are you in there? You somewhere else so far? She might not have made her way back over here yet. So she's somewhere. I don't even hear her growling. Nope, must not be in that one. And she's in this back one. Oh, there's a Mrs. But Mrs. is enjoying breakfast, so I don't want to bother her with that. Oh, not in either of her two hiding spots, so she might have taken breakfast in the den. That's okay. No offense taken. I didn't hear any growling, so I don't know where she went. So here's a camera trap set up near her feeding walkout so that we can catch footage of her. But I'm going to start the operant conditioning next week because I feel like with her having had so many medical issues and still such a hard road ahead of her, that there's bound to be medications or supplements in her future. And the best way to give out meds and supplements is for the cat to physically take it from you off of tongs or a stick, because then you know 100% that they took it. If you just have to drop it and leave, sometimes have to worry if there's like a bird that's gonna come by and get it. So Gilligan, they have provided him with an additional AC unit. So this AC unit blows all the way over, and you can actually feel it a little bit under his platform there. So Gilligan does have us a little worried. Dr. Justin took a look at him yesterday, I believe. Hi, bubbies. He's just been, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, he's just been acting very lethargic. He goes back and forth from eating to not really interested in food. He's still not super consistent with pooping, but he is pooping. But really it's the look on his face that is the most concerning. It's almost like he's not seeing us very well. We're a little concerned if there was some kind of issue, like did he have a seizure at some point or a stroke or something that has really altered his behavior. Is it just him getting older? We're not totally sure, but he gets a little wobbly. His head and his eyes get a little shaky. His third eyelids show up and don't want to go away sometimes. And he's a little floppy, like he just kind of like hangs his head backwards. But he's still doing all his normal routines. He still comes over in the morning for food. He loves being under his platform. We don't know if he's going up into his AC area, like we don't know if he's jumping or wanting to go up high. So they're going to be building him like a staircase up into his den area, but we haven't wanted to stress him by trying to shift him away or anything like that. So yeah, we noticed it. I think it was probably about 2 weeks ago is when he was at his most wobbly, or like, you know, Carol was concerned like if he could see, because like he obviously can hear noise, but it's like he looks through you or beyond you, but not at you, things like that. So my darling boy. Our darling boy. So send all your healing vibes. We're just not totally sure what's causing his change in personality, but he's still the most handsome guy. I can feel your AC. I can feel that AC. so spectacular. Look at those feet, by the way. Those claws. Got some serious claws, sir. Some serious claws. Of course, Daniel. Actually, Frankie and Mouser were the direction I was gonna head, and hopefully maybe Shiloh. All right, buddy. I'm gonna go, okay? I love you. I love you. You have a good day just sleeping, okay? Just sleep it all away. So since they were able to get Filmo out of here, we'll check in on all the neighbors that are probably like, what the heck? Where'd he go? They very smartly came out and caught Filmo at feeding time, where all the other cats around him were being fed as well, so it did not seem suspicious that they just closed him in the lockout. So, hi Frankie! You're back to your old self, huh? Yeah. Hi, cute boy. Ow. Hi, handsome. Where'd they take your neighbor? Sadly, you're gonna be one to move too, so you'll see him again. I think you're gonna move on down the road. At least that's the last thing I heard, was all these bobcats were moving. Mouser was gonna move, and then they were gonna open this back up where Gilligan would have this entire thing. So Frankie will move to a different enclosure. Frankie's in full-blown second breakfast mode. You already had breakfast. You did. Tails can't tell lies. Those tails can't tell lies, Frankie. You had the breakfast. You had the... Yes, you did. He might go lay in his spot. Oh, that old Mouser, we're coming. Can't stay for long though, the mosquitoes are killer. Hi, Mouse. Meow. Hi, handsome. Did you eat breakfast? Thanks for that. Did you eat the breakfast? Or are you still waiting on breakfast? You get special breakfast. This is Mouser. This is the cage that I was telling you guys that they are currently needing to build. It's for you. All that new construction's for you. Tiniest cat getting biggest new cage. Cage is actually probably going to be similar in size to what he's currently in. It's just going to be in a totally different location. Everybody wants breakfast. There's Frankie's back over here, like, just heard a golf cart pull up. Oh, somebody bringing you snacks? Nope, they're just checking plates. Making sure everybody's got an empty plate. Hey, Mouse. Do you tell everybody they gotta go buy your new shirt? Mouse. Say, I got my very own shirt now. Big Cat Rescued at Biz. You can just search for Mouser or Mouse. And you'll see the cute new design for Mouser. All right, kiddos. Oh, I did not put on bug spray. I didn't put on the bug spray, so this is terrible. Terrible. Let's go see if there's a Shiloh. And then that's where we'll wrap it up. So this is the enclosure Filmo was in, so it's empty now. Hi, Shiloh! And this is the remnants. They had to use a very, very long rope on his lockout door, which is over there. Hi, sir. Hi, Keeper boy. This is Mr. Shiloh. Cutie pie, we need to wipe off your coolaroo. Your head is in a plant. Are you hiding from me?
You can shine on here. I just posted on my page, but he's all cozied up in the bed. He's not happy, but he's cozied up in the bed.
Oh my god. So how was it?
As soon as we got the squeeze cage open, he just walked right in and laid in the bed, and I was like, oh, okay.
Perfect.
But he's upset. We got his mats off of him.
That was what I was gonna ask.
It only took tweezers.
Fantastic.
Yep, only took
Awesome.
tweezers. They were really loose.
Awesome.
I'm traumatized, and he probably is from the catching process.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even bother coming over.
He did not react well, but he walked right into the squeeze cage.
Good.
So that was stress-free moment.
Nice, yeah.
He's just very defensive.
Oh, gosh, his little heart. Well, I told them all, I was like, Filmo's gonna think he's having the worst day ever, and then he's gonna go into a new enclosure with like the best thing ever. Yeah, so I was like, he just has to get through like the spa day medical appointment part, and then he goes on vacation.
Spa is over. We wanted to do that to give him some time to calm down.
Yeah.
And then we'll give him some food. Typically he gets mush on Thursdays. We are going to give him everything besides mush to kind of win him back over.
Yeah, good deal. Awesome. Well, good job. Yay. Very exciting when we can make a non-sedation like grooming session. Like that's the best possible scenario. So, yay. Well, we lost our cat. Where'd you go? He took off when they came over thinking like, uh-oh, I'm not going too. I'm not being caught. All right, guys. Well, I think that we lost our cat. I don't know where he went. So I will just thank you all for joining me this morning. If you missed any of this, all the details and all the little random updates I gave, dailybigcat.com or over on our Twitter, you guys can catch up. Or this will post automatically on our Facebook here as soon as I shut it down. So thank you so much if there were any donations. And I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. If I'm here when we put Filmo out later, we'll try to do a live for that as well. So take care, everybody.